Colorado Democratic Senator John Hickenlooper, one of the senators who helped negotiate the bipartisan infrastructure deal. He also sits on the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee. Senator, thank you so much for your time. Given the polarizing political climate these days that we've been seeing play out, the fact that both parties were able to forge this deal on such a major issue is, by Washington standards, momentous. How were these negotiations able to succeed when other efforts in the past failed?
Well, I think there was a real focus on we've got to get something done. And it's not just to make sure we get infrastructure for this country when it really needs it. It's not just creating the jobs that go with that infrastructure. It's showing the rest of the world that the American democracy can still function and still find places to compromise, come together, despite the partisan divides between Democrats and Republicans. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get something done. And that's what you saw here was a great deal of persistence and hard work on the part of a number of people.
Are you confident that the coalition that includes 17 of your Republican colleagues as well as the 50 Democrats stays in place until the final bill is passed? Because although there is a positive step with what we saw last night, you still have Senator Mitch McConnell, who's not 100% on board with this bill.
Well, just to keep the record straight, it's my 49 Democratic colleagues and the Republicans. I'm not sure everyone's going to stay on board with this thing, but the fact that we have 17 Republicans, we only need 10 Republicans to really get this done, I feel pretty optimistic. And people have worked so hard working through all the obstacles and all the distractions of the past few weeks. And now we're so close to the finish line. I feel a little bit like we're at the Olympics.
Right.
And, it doesn't matter if you get to that finish line. You've got to cross it before everyone else. And that's what we're going to do here. We've got to finish strong.
Well, one of the hurdles to crossing that finish line, as you probably know, is that bipartisan bill is part of a two-track process on infrastructure. The other part of that, the reconciliation bill, is where things could get a little bit complicated. One of those 49 colleagues of yours, Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, says that she will vote to begin the process on that bill, but does not support the large price tag, and that could derail it. And the Congressional Progressive Caucus said this in a statement yesterday, saying the votes of Congressional Progressive Caucus members are not guaranteed on any bipartisan package until we examine the details and until the reconciliation bill is agreed to and passed with our priorities sufficiently funded. So with an evenly split Senate, sir, and a narrow Democratic majority in the House, how do you bring all of these folks together to make sure that both parties of the infrastructure plan get through? They're now tied together, it seems.
Well, it's a little bit like magic. And just within magic, you don't want to look too closely at people's hands when they're doing the trick. I think it's doable. And obviously that any individual, or it doesn't take very, very many individuals to derail the whole thing. And I see that. But you have to recognize that this country needs infrastructure. We also need to put some serious investment into in what's being discussed for the reconciliation bill, the caring economy, and making sure that women can come back into the workforce without having to worry about who's going to take care of their elderly parent or their disabled child. I think all of those things have to be held in light of the greater good. And I think we'll get there. I feel, Kyrsten Sinema didn't say she couldn't be persuaded to get to that higher number. She just says she's going to take on that bill and look at it with fresh eyes. And, she put in probably as much time as anyone in making sure that we got this bipartisan bill done. I think she'll put in the same type of effort to make sure we get a good reconciliation bill done as well.
All right, we'll see if the magic works. Senator John Hickenlooper, thank you very much for your time, sir. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.